DoorDash is outraged yet once again. They lost to another city. Today we are exposing the latest clash between DoorDash and the city of Seattle, making them dish out $26.40 per hour active hour to drivers, including tips. But there's a little bit of a twist, and we are going to get into it right now. Is DoorDash turning the tables on the customer? Yep. And with some jaw-dropping fees, we are going to unpack the drama behind yet another city making DoorDash dig deeper into their pockets. Man, where to even begin? Well, when I talked to you guys a couple weeks ago about the New York City legislation and last week about the government making independent contractors employees, I knew it was just going to be the beginning. Well, Seattle came back, and this has already taken effect a couple of days ago, and DoorDash is now paying drivers in Seattle $26.40 per active hour, not including tips. DoorDash is a sore loser and fought them tooth and nail and lost. So now they have to come out of pocket for paying the fine dashers of Seattle an hourly wage. Now, to be honest, I thought DoorDash was going to do another FU and take away upfront tipping from the customer, but they didn't. Which for the drivers, congratulations on getting $1 per hour and possible more tips. But this is the question, and I think the key to this: will customers shy away from tips if they know their drivers are making $26 per hour? To be honest, probably. You know, put yourself in the customer's shoes. If you knew a driver was making $26 per hour, would you still tip? For me, maybe I'm just a little biased because I actually come from the service industry. I definitely still would tip the driver because I think that's the appropriate thing to do. But would the average customer do the same thing? I guess we can ask our fellow dashers and drivers in California, do you still see a lot of tips even though you have Prop 22? Let me know down in the comments. Well, I said there is a twist, and there are actually a couple, and you're going to have to let me know what you think of these. And don't be shy, because I want to hear from each and every one of you. I know you guys all have an opinion on this. Well, someone has to pay for this new cost of the $26.40 per hour of active time. Did you think DoorDash was actually going to flip the bill for this? You're funny. So who is paying the cost? If you ask the customer, you would be correct. Customers will now see added fees to the orders as if current fees were not high enough. I am so sorry for the customers of Seattle. Well, DoorDash didn't do an FU in the way of the customer tip. They did it through fees. Here is their thought process, and to me, it's a little bit of a threat, to be honest with you, to the dashers and the Seattle legislation. DoorDash is saying, well, great, we'll charge these absolutely ridiculous fees to the customers. It's not our fault, but someone has to pay, so that makes people order less orders for the driver, which means also less money for the drivers. So in the long run, who really gets screwed? I'm sure they are thinking it all levels out based off of the fees. Anyone just shaking their head on this and their logic on this one? Because I know I am. I think this might honestly be worse than the tipping after. What do you think? Because if you really think about it, not getting orders as a driver and not seeing orders come into your phone, which means you're not active, which means you're not getting an hourly wage, which means, I guess, in the long run, DoorDash wins, but they win because they're still probably making the same amount of money based off of the fees that they're actually charging the customer. See? Shaking my head. On top of all of this, now due to the new regulations, all drivers of Seattle can dash now whenever they want, say bye-bye to scheduling and Top Dasher and any other tier program DoorDash has, which my first reaction is, wow, that's awesome. It's just like Uber Eats. Scheduling is a huge pain in the ass. But I kind of have to agree with DoorDash on just this one. It really will cause oversaturation because no one will regulate how many drivers are on the platform with all these less orders, which will lead to longer wait times in between orders, sitting in your car, wasting time, and also less money for dashers. Sorry. The last thing, it is affecting the merchants because these crazy DoorDash fees, which they are blaming the city of Seattle on merchants, in the long run, we'll see a significant decrease in orders at their establishment, which means they're now making less money as a merchant as well. Anyone see a pattern of DoorDash just pointing fingers at someone else, the merchants, the drivers, the customers, and not taking full responsibility for the amount of money that they're going to be paying out themselves? Am I the only one seeing that? But really, talk about cause and effect. These fees will affect all aspects of this business. So before you get excited about making $26.40 per hour of active time, don't get too excited because orders really might be limited along with the money that you're actually making. So what do you think if something like this came to your own area? Will you see less orders? Will you make less money just based off of active time? Stay tuned on how this plays out and how other legislations may follow. Who is next? I'm scared to ask that question. If you are new here, consider subscribing before you leave here today. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you are looking for more videos just like this one, don't forget to check this one out next. If you're driving, stay safe out there. Remember, kindness is always free. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.